Hi everyone, my name is William and I'm here to share some of the tips and tricks in building a successful e-commerce business. But as a beginner in this field, you might feel lost and do not know what to do when you wish to launch your e-commerce website. So hope this webinar is able to help you out, and let's continue to the next slide. So basically what happened here is this is a typical healthy customer growth journey from online browsing to frequent visitor to become a purchaser, and eventually they'll become a repeat purchaser, and finally they'll become your brand advocate. So it's very important that choosing the right platform is the one of the most crucial decisions an e-commerce site can make. The right platform can set you up for immediate online success, but the wrong platform can hinder growth and create unneeded expenses. So the following site components that I will be explaining in the next slide. Eventually, it will lead to high bounce rate and should be avoided if you want to keep your hard-earned site traffic. So, for example, these are the few mistakes or things to avoid lah. So, if a site starts playing music or makes a loud sound upon entry, customers are likely to leave, and they might be enjoying their own music like Spotify and stuff, or browsing on a mobile device while in public. In both this situation, a shopper do not want your music to interfere. So it's recommended not to have any music when they enter to your website. So bear in mind. So next one will be pop-ups. So pop-ups do have a place in e-commerce, but only if they are done right. So they need to be well-timed, visual appealing, and relevant. So tools like Wisepops are extremely useful and helpful. So above all else, do not have pop-up display such as visitors enters your site, and do not bombard customer once they enter to your website. It's not a good way lah. So if you want to let your customer know about a promotion or a deal with a pop-up, make sure they have a purchase intent before doing so. So have your pop-up display after a certain amount of time or only a certain number of pages. Okay, so on the next slide, one of the biggest turn-off for a site is when you go to a site and it appears broken or not able to connect, or page 404, or a feature won't work because of the browser you're using. So while there are many browsers out there, your site should at least be usable by the big three, like the one you saw it over here. Google Chrome, the latest version of Internet Explorer like Internet Explorer 11 or Microsoft Edge, and Firefox, Safari, yes. So based on the study, like 35% of all internet users are using Chrome. So it is by far the most impactful browser to be optimized for. So as long your users are using Google Chrome, then you are safe to go, because Google Chrome is one of the common use browser in the market. So of course, in order to make sales, it's important to get your customer to the checkout page. Okay, so one of the ways to increase your conversion rates is by reducing the amount of shoppers who add an item to their cart but don't actually buy it. So this is known as your site's cart abandon rate. So moving a shopper from browsing to actually buying is more difficult than you might expect. The average cart abandon rate is somewhere around 60%, and that means there is a huge opportunity to increase your conversion rates by reducing cart abandon. So it is unreasonable to think you can eliminate cart abandon completely, and so I'll explain some strategies that you can use. So the first one will be cart visibility. So shoppers want to be able to keep tabs on what they have chosen and how much it will cost. So keeping the cart visible ensures that the customer always know how many items they have, the cost of items that have chosen, and is able to see quickly the exact amount of items they have. So in the example from the image display, as you can see over there, you can see that the card or bag is displayed in the upper right, and this is visible on every page until checkout. So when a shopper hovers their mouse over the card, a drop down appears. So this drop down menu is very important. It's fairly important that it gives a description and a visual representation of each item the customer has placed in their cart or bag. So you can, by study example over here, so now we will change to call to action. And what's mean by call to action, which means a button or visual elements that will make your customer knows what to do next. So in this call to action page, we do not want to make shoppers search for your checkout. I repeat, we do not make shoppers search for your checkout. So have a clear button to check out whenever or wherever they may be looking. So this is another area in which image example display excels. So every time you add an item to your cart, the drop down is displayed, showing the item being added. And in an effort to secure your purchase, the drop down includes a Pay Now or Checkout button at the bottom of it. So it's important to take notice of the checkout button. As you can see, the text is slightly bigger, the color stands out from the rest, and it's slightly raised compared to the button beside it. So in other words, all of these elements makes this button more likely to be engaged with than others area in the drop-down. So in other words, as the customer, when they want to check out, they will know where to click and they can find it easily. So of course, another way to encourage your shoppers to move to the checkout process is to inform them of the shipping and return policies. So all of this information, like shipping and return policies, this information should be easily found on your website to ease the decision to do business with you. So shoppers are looking information on how much shipping will cost them, and tell them if you are offering free shipping or at what dollar amount you're offering the free shipping, and surprises at checkout, like additional shipping charges that cost more than the item they are trying to buy, do not go over well with customers normally. So it is important to state the amount and the estimated delivery dates on their checkout process or when they are doing the purchase. Okay, so from a study, it states that 11% of the shoppers abandon a cart when the estimate is not present. So it's very important to include all the estimation of shipping and the delivery dates. So converting at checkout page is another things that we have to look at it. The reason is the checkout page is the gateway to e-commerce glory, but also the most frustrating page for most of the merchants, because a lot of would-be shoppers exit on this page. That being said, there are some strategies that you can use to reduce numbers of exits on the checkout page. So you can jot it down, some of the strategies that I will explain over here. So the first one will be the benefits of this strategy. The multi-payment options are pretty straightforward. It's like the more methods of the payment you accept, the more opportunities you have to sell. So this is especially true for online merchants who may selling to customers in different countries. So some countries are not as willing to pay online with a credit card as others. So according to a Forrester research study, credit cards are not the preferred online payment method in China, France, and Germany. So as you can see over here, like China, 66% of the users, they use Alipay. In France, there are 75% of the users use debit card. And whereas for Germany, they got 50% of users which is using bank transfer. So different type of country region, they might have different type of methods of paying. So we have to watch out that. So all these are included when you want to do your market penetration plan. Okay, so and of course, we must provide the user with zero friction forms. And what is meant by zero friction forms? So in short, it's a form that really easy to to fill in, and it's a good user experience. So complicated forms are a huge turn off for your customers. It's the key to converting visitors into buyers, is having a streamlined checkout process, and this cannot be achieved with complicated forms. So there are two ways to reduce complication and increase customer satisfaction with your checkout forms. So this is the first is to have a checkout process bar, like step 1, step 2, step 3. So shoppers want to know how many steps are involved before they commit to filling out the forms. So show your shoppers, your customers, what steps and how many steps they are on and how many still remains. So the image display over there does this by breaking the checkout process into steps. So each step is broken into its own block that highlighted as the customer completes it. So for example, the first one is delivery country, second will be the promo code, the third will be email address, the fourth will be delivery address, and etc. So the second way to improve a customer experience at checkout and avoid abandon is to have inline validation. So what is meant by inline validation? So this gives shopper instant feedback as to whether they have filled in a section of the form incorrectly. So no one likes to enter the information only to find out you enter something wrong and have to start again. So normally we call it the form validation. So before the customer actually submit submit the form, we can display necessary errors like for example, when you're filling up a phone number field, you shouldn't have included any alphabets. So all this validation can be done front end, then customer will know what to fill in or what to correct when they click submit. So rather than after they click submit, then only they find out that hey, your phone number is wrong. So which is not very good lah. Okay, so guest checkout. So this is one of the things that we should allow customer to do guest checkout, or the system should allow guest checkouts. So a registered account provides a ton of additional value for your sites, including remarketing opportunities, of course. But if you are losing customers because you force them to register, that is not helping your cause. So based on the study, Smashing Magazine conducted a study looking into what happens when customers are forced to register to checkout. The result were very convincing. They found that 30% of these customers abandoned their cart, and of these customers who abandoned their cart, 40% of them stated that they were expecting with spam with marketing and materials. So with the customers' feedback in mind, you should allow your shoppers to check out as a guest if they wish. So this is might be the one step that we can keep in view lah. Okay. So check out as a guest. Sometimes it helps lah. So we're moving into tips and tricks to launch your e-commerce store in 6 days. So back to the topic. By right now, if you wish to do e-commerce, you should have good product supply chains that is going to be sold on your website, and perform a market analysis plan. Penetration plan is also very important in order to maximize the profit earning. So this one, when it comes to comparing prices of a ready-made e-commerce website service, such as Shopify and so much many more big e-commerce. So one of the example is Shopify, which is good for business users, or we refer to non-programming users. But often the subscription cost is one of the reasons that might kill you. So Shopify is a hosted and template-based platform that offers an abundance of features, easy to use for e-commerce projects, which is true. And their sites starts at $29 USD per month. But when it comes to system customization, then you will be having a hard time. So the biggest downside of Shopify is the limited ability to change some pages like checkout page or any other pages. So yes, you might have some control over it, but it doesn't allow you to fully adjust the page according to your needs. So hence, if your goal is to design the checkout page to be exactly how you want, the only way to do it is to develop your own solution. Okay, so now we are holding a 6-day programming workshop where we'll teach you how to build a full market-ready e-commerce website. You will learn everything necessary from front-end to back-end, programming, coding framework, payment gateways, integration, and much more. So we have specially designed the course for beginners and intermediate level students, where it will be easy to learn, and we as the trainer or mentors, we will try our best to guide you from zero to hero. So it's one of our most current, in-depth, and exciting coding course to date, as you will actually finish a real market-ready e-commerce website. So that you can make use of the knowledge that you gain in this workshop, then you can launch it as a business at the end. So you could even use the skills you learn to build other types of web applications that you have interest in. So visit the link below that's stated in over there. You can visit the link below and sign up for the course. And of course, we have early birds sign up as in now. So and just ask if you have any questions, and I will see you during the course. Thank you so much, and let us start the Q&A session. Then we'll call it a day.